You are listening to the Fairways and Fundraising podcast, powered by Golf Event Planning, discussing charity fundraising and successful golf outings, along with tips and tricks of the trade. Now here's your host, Larry Battaglia.
Hello, and welcome to Fairways and Fundraising, powered by Golf Event Planning. I'm your host, Larry Battaglia. This is episode number 31. Thanks for listening. And today, still in a remote session, as we are still living in a COVID world, we have via Zoom today a very good friend of mine now for the last, I'd say, almost 20 years. I've known this young man, and about 6 or 7 years ago, he started his own video business, and we've done quite a bit of work together promoting golf outings and also providing some video content for events to promote their brand and their cause. But today we're going to talk about some of our past experiences together and what he's doing now in this post-COVID world. So without getting into it any further, let's talk with the founder of Seidman Projects, Josh Seidman. How you doing, Josh?
Hello, Larry. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for the intro and for having me.
It's great. I appreciate the time. Of course, we all seem to have more free time on our hands these days. But, we're starting to try to get back to a little normalcy, as we're now into the middle of August, and hoping that there isn't going to be too much of a second wave. But we're trying to get back into the event world, and that is what you and I are very active in, is in the event world, and helping people and charities and companies promote their business. And you and I met many years ago working a golf outing, of course, working for your father at Party Shots.
Yes, we did. Yes, that was, wow, I can't believe how long ago that was. Yep, my father has been the photographer, and you guys were doing some work together, and I came on board, and he got me shooting the photos, and so we started going around the golf course together, shooting the photos, and that's where it all started.
Yeah, and you have an extensive background in the photography, video world, but you're also a huge fan and lover of music.
That is true. Yeah. At the same time, I've been shooting photos and videos and making stuff my whole life, but I've also played music my whole life. And once I started going into college, I did go to Nassau College for music, ended up getting an internship at a recording studio in West Hempstead, the Music Palace, which turned into a full-time job. And that started taking off. At the same time, I was taking golf photos with my father from his business, and it's just been bouncing back and forth. And then I eventually saw the opportunity to come down to Florida, where my brother lives, who also set me up with a photography business down here. So I decided to give it a try, and now it's 8 years later, still going strong, and was able to build something that I'm very proud of so far, and just working hard.
Yeah, I commend you, because, that's something I did too 20 years ago, starting Golf Event Planning, my own business. And, it was a leap of faith. And I completely understand the risk factor that you took. But like you said, it's been 8 years. You now live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, originally from Long Island, New York. And it's been going really well for you.
I just put my head down and just keep working and just attack everything with extreme passion and really just try to outdo myself every time to continue to impress clients. And that's just been how it's been going so far. Yeah,
that's a great work ethic that you have. And those are great words to live by, is as long as the client is happy, you go above and beyond to do whatever's needed to make sure that you put out a finished product that they're really going to appreciate. Because let's face it, in our business, your business, my business, word of mouth is everything.
Absolutely.
So now in the post-COVID world, what have you been doing the last few months as we're all trying to pivot and do certain things that just kind of keep our businesses moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I could speak on behalf of a ton of businesses out there, how much things have just changed, and it's really how we react and what we do to pivot as much as we can. And initially, last year was such an intense year of video production that by the time like mid-March hit, I had so much going on. I had about 10 videos I was producing. So I was just working every day, and I have a home office, so I'm used to working from home. And so it wasn't till like mid-April to when I was like finally caught up with all my projects and, everyone was happy. All the revisions were done. That's when it started to hit like, oh man, things are slowing down. And for me, there was like a week where it was just nice to kind of have a little bit of a break. I always try to look at the positives, and we didn't really know what was happening at the time. And so I kind of just like took a deep breath, took a step back from the business for a moment. And I kind of went back to my music roots and started picking up the guitar again, playing the piano again, started producing some music just for myself, which eventually, that was just kind of like a therapeutic scenario for myself. But fortunately, one of the big production companies that does a lot of work globally, they made a quick pivot to virtual events. They do all corporate conventions. And so they were able to create these virtual rooms through the computer where you can have exhibit halls and speakers and a lot of content. So I jumped right in and helped produce content for them as far as creating tutorials on how to use the new softwares and make these navigation videos to see how everything works. And they're still going in that direction. So I've been fortunate to keep going with them. As a video producer, now I'm really reaching out to people who are looking to make this a new adjustment. For instance, I have a steakhouse in Miami that's going to start doing this virtual grill and chill series where you can order steaks online and then you get to cook them live with the chef. So I'll be on site, obviously social distance, masked on, very safe, but I'll be on site doing a live production for this restaurant. So we're just trying to figure out ways to be different and be new and fresh and just kind of keep it going.
Yeah, that's great. They really have a great vision there, because I think we're going to be talking about that word virtual for quite some time. We're doing some virtual golf outings, and it's a pretty unique concept. Yeah, trying to really stay relevant and stay engaging with our clients, but also try to provide a fundraising opportunity for them, because that really is what they need to do. They can't really slow down. They have to try to engage their donors and give them somewhat of an experience for their donation.
Absolutely. And I think also the great thing about golf that differentiates it from other sports is that it is outdoors. It is easier to be distanced during these times.
It's very true. And, try to keep everyone socially distant and outdoors is basically the name of the game, at least right now. So, this has definitely been keeping you busy. Going back to our first experiences together with your video business, you're putting together some serious videos, and you've done, incredible. You've done some great work for us. And I think it's important for some of our listeners to understand what video can do for their events, to promote their events year in, year out, show people having a good time, show the exciting activities that you have going on during the day, and maybe also showing them that special moment when maybe they're helping a child or they have a recipient that's speaking.
I think it's extremely important. There's always been videographers capturing events, but telling a story of the day is really something special when it's done in a way that really keeps your interest. And, they say a photo can speak 1,000 words. I look at like video is just, you take that up to 1,000,000, because when you're able to relive certain moments that do help tell the story, we're not just aimlessly walking around hitting record and trying to find something. We're actively pursuing like those moments that can really send that message of why the day is so important, and more people being aware of the foundations that are out there. Yeah, I just think it's great.
Yeah, telling a story. So true. When we look at social media, for example, Instagram, Facebook, it seems like the videos get more engagement. They get more notice than maybe a picture. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree. And, technology keeps changing, but videos will always be here. I've done a wide range of videos, but it's allowed me to figure out what I think I'm better at, which is the short form, 2 to 3 minute. Let's tell the story about the day and get the point across within that first 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, and listen, I don't know all the terms, but when we've worked together, you do everything from GoPro time-lapse video, straight up to drone video. I mean, we've done events together. You know, you were my lead videographer down at in Tampa when we did the Mariano Rivera 3-day Tampa experience. It was amazing. And the story behind the intro of that video, getting that drone over that body of water, headed to the hotel because you needed that special shot at sundown for the intro of that video. I mean, unbelievable. I was so jacked when you told me that story. I just got to hear it again.
Yeah, it's so funny how that worked out, actually. I knew when we were driving to Tampa, that was a really special experience, so thank you for having us there. It was the first day we were coming, and I saw the hotel on the water, and I just thought, man, this is a great shot. I was still on the newer side of the drones, but I did have my certificates and everything, so I was ready to get the shots. But when it comes to the drone work, that's all like the special, like the sprinkles on the ice cream is what we call it. But it wasn't until the very end of the job is when we decided to get that. Even though it was the first shot in the video, it was actually the last shot that we ended up shooting. And back then, a few years ago, I mean, the drones have advanced so dramatically over the past couple of years. I mean, they're getting smarter and smarter, and they're able to handle wind better. This was one of the earlier ones, and I knew how to fly it well, and we got it up over the water. And we were close to the airport, so there were some limitations. I wasn't able to go exactly where I wanted, but I'm trying to navigate and find the shot. And then all of a sudden there's low battery on the drone, and there's about 30% battery left. So I'm good for like another 5-10 minutes. But once it gets to that point, it's blinking red on the screen. I just want to bring it in. The wind starts taking off and the wind takes it out. Nowadays I have ones that are very good. They'll come right back to you. But at this point, the drone starts going. I start running across the bridge to go get it, because what happens is as the battery gets to a minimum, it will automatically descend, and we're over water. So it's coming down.
Just to preference this too, just to set the scene. This is at the Grand Hyatt, Tampa Bay, and there's a body of water just on the other side of the hotel. So that's what you're dealing with.
Yes, it was a beautiful scene. The sun was setting. The sun was hitting the water. It was reflecting onto the building. It was just like the money shot that we needed to introduce this video of the Mariano outing. And so I'm running across the bridge. I'm pulling the trigger towards me, so as it's descending, it's at least coming towards the bridge. And it was like one of those countdown scenarios, 10, 9, 8, 7 seconds left on the battery. It just comes right to my hand. I grab it. We got the shot. We pack up. We get in the car. We're on the way home. And it was just what an ending to this 3-day event. And so I call you right away just to let you know, like, Larry, you're never going to believe this. And man, that was something.
And my adrenaline was through the roof. And then you tell me the story. I mean, I couldn't believe you went through that trouble just to get that perfect shot. But that's what you do. I mean, you go above and beyond, like we said earlier, to get the perfect shot, to get everything in place to tell that story that you're talking about with the incredible video services that you provide.
Thank you. Yeah. And at the same time, like, taking advantage of being able to interview some of the Yankee players that were there to talk about Mariano and the foundation, like, that is such an aid. When you piece everything together, it really does all come together. And that video's live somewhere. We can find that video.
I'll make sure that we have the link to that video in our show notes, so you can check that out. We have it up on YouTube, and what a great weekend that was. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and we told many stories. Let's talk about our advertiser. I usually record and edit this podcast in my home office. And when I work, I need to get in the zone. For me, I feel more productive when I wear a collared shirt, but you're crazy if you think I'm going to put on a heavy cotton button-down shirt. I need to be comfortable if I'm working for a long period of time. Recently, through a friend of mine, I got connected to this new brand called Tillinger. They make my new favorite polo shirt. It's soft, breathable, and uses higher quality performance fabric, so I'm more comfortable. Work in it, golf in it, play in it, anything you want. No logo either, so you don't look like you just got off the golf course. Right now, they're donating 10% of every purchase to COVID-19 relief. I can't recommend them enough. Their website is shoptillinger.com. That's shop, TILLINGER.com. Check them out. But you've done some incredible work down there in the Florida area. You've done some stuff, I think, for even the Golf Channel. Am I right?
So we did have a spot on the Golf Channel. I don't know right now if it ever actually aired, but I produced a commercial for just a local country club by me. And they did let me know that they were going to get airtime. So I haven't seen it, but then again, I haven't watched too much, but it could be out there. Yeah, it was the Country Club of Coral Springs. We did a nice little spot for them about how they work with kids, and they do a lot of programs there in and out. And we showed the gym and the clubhouse, and they just renovated there. So flew the drone over the course, did a nice sunrise flyover to really get a feel of what the course looks like. And that was a nice spot. Absolutely.
You can follow Josh on his Instagram account. His Instagram is at Josh_Seidman. Seidman spelled Seidman. You also can email Josh at seidmanprojects@gmail.com. That's the name of his company, is Seidman Projects. We hope you like this episode. Please remember to subscribe, rate, and review. We appreciate it. I'll make sure that we have all the links in our show notes that you can connect with Josh, or you can connect with me and we can get you in touch with Josh, and he can help you out with any kind of video needs that you may have, whether it's virtual video needs or an actual event, golf outings, galas. He does it all. I mean, really, you're in many different industries too, Josh, not just golf outings.
It's true. Down here, I got into a lot of festivals. We got Coach Jimmy Johnson. He has his annual fishing tournaments that we became a part of, and we started doing all the video production for them. And I was able to film Michael Jordan fishing, and we do the South Beach Seafood Festivals, which unfortunately is canceled this year, but we're doing a lot of content for restaurants and food competitions as well. And yeah, kind of all over the place with video, but it allows me to figure out what I'm good at, not so good at, and really just continue to work and continue to grow is the most important thing for me.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, like anything in life, you're always learning. I think that's very important. You just touched on it there is, what am I good at? What am I not good at? We can't be great at everything that we do, but we strive to learn a little more each day, to just get better and better at our craft and at our businesses. And that's exactly what we're doing right now with this COVID, is we're really trying to learn maybe uncharted territories, the virtual world, certain things that we're trying to do, as we mentioned the word pivot earlier, to pivot and really come up with some interesting ways to stay relevant and stay engaging, but also to keep learning.
Absolutely. It never stops. And now more than ever, now that we do have a small break to kind of look at our businesses and see how we can improve, what can be improved on, now's the best time ever to have this small window where we can reevaluate and make important decisions that will ultimately lead to more business, more sales, better content.
Yeah. So, Josh, I got to tell you, I mean, I have a GoPro,
Nice.
I have video on my phone. I don't know what the heck I'm doing with these things. I mean, there's so much to know. You get it out of the box, and then there's all these directions of, it's endless, the possibilities. It's almost too much knowledge for me to handle. But to run these GoPros like you do and using it for time lapse, I mean, there's so many great features of a GoPro. I'm sure you must love using it.
Yeah, they're great. I got the new one recently, and they are getting better and better out of the box, as they're making it pretty seamless to be able to just turn on, hit record, and you've got a pretty sharp image. But once you dive into certain settings of all different camera equipment, I mean, is just so much you can do. And it's always when I'm shooting, I'm thinking about composing the shot, but I'm also thinking about the editing. How is this going to fit in the video? Where is it going to fit? Why does it even make sense? Thinking about the end result of the video and not just shooting is where my head's always at. And that's where I really thrive, is on the editing side of cleaning things up and pushing the gear to its full potential always.
Yeah, the editing portion is really a huge component in all of this. I mean, you do it all. So just like doing this podcast, it takes me a while to edit and go over everything. But you seem to have it down to a science with what you do, that there are times you've produced videos for me, and I mean, you turn it around in a week and it's just a beautiful finished product. So I mean, your editing process is amazing, truly.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the turnaround time has gotten quicker over the years of just constantly putting up. And, earlier this year, I was looking to purchase a new camera to add to my gear, and I ended up jumping to a new computer instead, because editing really is my future of the business, at least for now. And we're doing the best we can to make people's businesses grow through videos.
That's great. And again, the business is Seidman Projects. You can find Josh on his Instagram account at Josh_Seidman, Seidman, or his email account is seidmanprojects@gmail.com. You're also working on a website right now, Josh.
We are, yes. I will send you the link as soon as we wrap it up. It's fine. I finally have something great together. I'm really excited to reveal to everyone of just all of our current work. And thank you so much for the shout outs and for everything that you're doing for the community here. And yeah, anyone out there who needs a hand with anything regarding videos that you've already had or you might want to create, I'd love to have a conversation. Be happy to help.
Yeah, and Josh, you're very affordable in my opinion. I mean, you really understand that, a lot of times, and even now, more so maybe with COVID, is, a lot of clients might be on a stricter budget. They might have a little less to spend, but, promoting and marketing is so important for charities, companies, small businesses, and large businesses, whatever you're running.
Absolutely. I completely respect the times that we're in. And I always look at what I'm trying to do is not produce one video. It's not about just one. It's about keeping the content going. So I do try to be as affordable as possible for everyone so that we can create more and more content throughout the years.
Yeah, and you definitely are. And we love working with you. I can tell you, all the videos you've done for us. I mean, it's great promotion. We've promoted our new Event Hub digital check-in software. We've promoted golf outings. We've promoted charities. It's a great marriage. And I think that a lot of golf outings, because that's my world, is golf outings. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of them are looking to stand out from other events. And a great way to do that and get people's attention to come to their golf outing is by a video.
It is so important to showcase the content and to do promos, and it always does lead to more ticket sales or more registration forms. And yeah, that's just why I came down here to try this video thing 7-8 years ago. I said, maybe I'll try it for a year. Maybe I'll go back to the photographies. Maybe I'll try to get a job at a recording studio. But once I saw what was happening with all the businesses I was working with and how I would be getting the repeat calls to keep it going, because it was such a big benefit to them to have these videos ready to go. And it gets addicting. You just want to get out the next piece of information. And I am here to help.
Well, I definitely can agree with you saying it's addicting, because as soon as I know we're doing a video together, I can't wait to see the finished product. I mean, I every day I'm like, is he going to text me today and let me know? But again, it happens so fast. The editing process within, days, it seems we get it. And I love the finished product. You add music to the background. You can add titles, people's names. I mean, there's so many effects that you put into the video that make it a professional composition.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and a video, it really is just another tool. And so if we produce like a 2-minute video, it could be broken down into pieces to use to promote the next year event. So sometimes you already have the event booked, it's sold out, but it's still a good idea to bring a videographer and capture everything that's happening, thinking forward to next year, how we can take little snippets, and every week leading up, a few months before the event or 6 months, you start putting out these little 20 to 30 second promos of different moments from the year before. And that absolutely helps engagement for the call to action to get people on the site and get more interested about the events.
That's a great point and very true. I find that video really gets people's attention. People love seeing that moment in time. It's pretty special what you're doing. So again,
thank you.
Yeah. So again, Josh, you can find him on his Instagram account at Josh_Seidman, Seidman. And his email address is seidmanprojects@gmail.com. We'll also have those links and a couple of video links in our show notes so you can check out some of the great work that we've done together with Josh. I highly recommend his company, Seidman Projects. If you want to get in touch with him, you can get in touch with us or him with the links. Josh, thanks for your time today. I just want you to stay safe and positive during this pandemic as we're slowly starting to get back to this new normal.
Same to you, Larry. Thank you so much for having me. This was great. I'd love to do it again sometime. And a quick shout out to my father, Bob Seidman from Party Shots. He's where this all began. We connected, we started working together, and if you go back a few episodes, you could hear his conversation about all the great stuff he's doing now. So again, I want to thank you for reaching out, and this was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, great shout out to Bob. We had Bob on, I think, episode 29. Great content. And, Bob's a seasoned veteran in the business of photography. He does photography on coffee mugs and bag tags, and he's also doing masks now for promoting your charity or business for the pandemic. But yeah, Bob is a seasoned veteran now. He's been doing it for a long time, about 20 years, and he really is a true pro at what he does.
Thank you. And a golf fanatic as well. That's where it all began. Loves the game and got me on the game. And that's what ultimately led to me helping him out and starting this journey of producing content and being on the course. And it's just been great so far.
Yeah, that's so true. He just texted me yesterday telling me about his round. He always reports back to me to see if that last lesson that he had, if it's really working. But, just great people you guys are, and, look forward to future collaborations together. So thanks for your time today. And we'll definitely have you on again, as we start coming out of this and we start doing some great things together.
Thank you so much. I definitely can't wait to get back in the swing of things with everything. It's always fun working together. I love it.
Yeah, same here. I get so pumped with a lot of these events. So thanks to you, Josh, for providing such great content today, and also, your great services that you always provide for our clients. We appreciate the relationship and look forward to future events together.
I appreciate you too, Larry. This is great. Have a good one.
Thanks. Ciao, ciao for now.
Thank you for listening to the Fairways in Fundraising podcast, powered by Golf Event Planning. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and please remember to subscribe, rate, and review.